My name is Ryan Kelly. Currently live in Los Angeles, California, but originally from the Bay Area. But if you like ask my friends, they wouldn't say I live in the Bay Area, just like the city right outside of it, but it still counts. So, like, parkour was the first thing that I found that, like, was not, like, introduced to me, and I just started doing, like, other sports, like ball sports and stuff. Like, parkour was the first thing I found, and I just looked at it, and I was like, this is amazing. I don't know what's going on here, but, like, I want a part of it. You know, typical, like, kid, you go out, and you're, like, prep, like, your first wall flip, but you don't do it, but you're like, oh, there's that feeling of, like, oh, I could do this, you know? So that's what got me hooked originally, and then... So I'm doing it, actually August, 1st of August would be 10 years now for me since 2011. Whoa, that's scary.
Yep.
And I would say around, so I was always filming videos and my friends were usually with the camera and I would just be filming, or they would be filming, but I'd say like around 2019, I always had a camera, but I never really picked it up, and I like did like just a jokes photo shoot with my friends, and like the photos for like first time actually kind of came out how I wanted them to. So then I just kept bringing my camera with me to the spots, and then like I had this fisheye, you know, that I never used. I didn't know what to do with it, and then eventually I put that thing on there, and I was like, this is like the wide full frame shot is exactly what I've been thinking of. I didn't know it was right in front of me. And then, like, around the same time I got into, like, modeling in 2019, and from there I was, like, shooting with a lot of, like, fashion photographers and just, like, lower people but they're not necessarily, like, parkour, you, like, go out and you shoot your friends and just see what they're doing, but with, like, fashion, it's, like, you have to think of the concept, like, beforehand and then execute it. And that was such, like, an interesting idea where I didn't see, like, too much of it, you know, other than, like, a posed backflip in the hayfield or something. Yeah. You know, I wanted to try to, like, push the concept a little farther for myself. And seeing how I could blend like the sensation and the feeling that people are trying to portray with fashion or editorial work, like into parkour itself.
Come on in.
Oh hell yeah!
Even if we use like my lens, like the 16 to 35, we can like get the whole frame in there as well. That's that shot.
Yep.
And eventually that's when like I created the Golden Showers Club page just as like just a place to put down my ideas. And like I said, like it wasn't even supposed to be parkour at first. It was just somewhere I was like, okay, here's like a feed or something, like just fill it up with everything you can think of, just because it's not going to be your best work at first, but it's going to be somewhere where you can learn from and keep track of like constant ideas or feelings that you want to portray and how you can do it better next time. So eventually, from shooting so many more other things, I could then translate those feelings, getting better with like, you know, using my mind and my visual eye into parkour. And then eventually I kind of found this little bit of like a swag with it, you know, to like my style and everything. There was like that thing that inspired me that I felt I wasn't seeing as much anymore, like the real, like getting to know people in the in-between moments and the connections and everything.
You're basically just lurking around, like showing your vision of like the sessions.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying to show people, and especially like the sport is so young where you see all the big productions and, you know, like the final edit of the video, but then there's like that nobody, not to say nobody shows it anymore, but I don't see as much where people are like, why we just go out every day and do this type of stuff. Just, it's like the little in-between moments that make you laugh, or you're like, you know, your fucking Brashawn gets the fucking clip and you're just like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like there's no other feeling like than that. That's what like keeps you addicted. And in my mind, like those moments every time I see it, I'm just like, somebody's got to see this. Somebody will appreciate, even if it's nobody else, but like the boys just that day they see it and we're like, damn, like I did not expect that day to be put that way. And like now like the concept of what we're doing is actually showed like in a fair and like a cool way. And if I can get other people to like see that eventually, then maybe it gets more people into what we're doing and more like understand like parkour culture or whatever you want to call it, versus just like the big flashy backflips and like why people are just here day to day, like any other little street culture. So usually when I'm shooting photos or I start to have an idea, I always pull inspiration from really like from anywhere. It can be from like a cool skate flash photo, or there's like this idea or this way of like composition that I've seen in a fashion tutorial, and it just like it sparks something in me, and I'm like, oh, like how can this translate into something that I'm doing? And it's different with parkour where, everything is very spontaneous in the day. Like you don't know what jumps your friends are going to hit or what things, but there's like, I don't know, there's a certain like configuration of walls or the person in the frame or the type of flip that I like try to like generally can replicate off the board. Sometimes, most of the times it's kind of run and gun, but there'll be like few photos where I'm like, this would be sick, and I'm gonna have to wait like a long time until it actually like presents the opportunity. But then I actually like see, I'm like, oh wait, this is exactly what I was thinking of, So I'd love to chat and sit here all day, but I do have a flight that is at 2018, and I'm still not quite sure what that time is, honestly. But yeah. Fuck,
we should probably get going.
Yeah, we should probably get going. But yeah, I came here to Stockholm. I literally came here just to meet like a few people and see the city. It was like I could give a shit about tourism, and seeing that stuff is just like meeting the real people that inspire me at the end of the day is like something that I'll never get old of. And you can't buy that type of happiness, really. Like when you meet those people that inspire you and you actually have the conversations with them and you understand like where that source of inspiration comes from you, just from a personality or something, like it just makes me so happy to confirm it. And then from there, the idea is just run wild of like how can I use this person's personality to like show them in a good light. And that starts with just getting out there and meeting that one person. So Stockholm, thank you very much. It's been one crazy 4 days. I mean, these boys have shown me around truly to the core of what they do, and I can tell you 100% that they're doing all right and A-okay. So here we are, Stockholm, summer 2021. Fuck, I need to go home. Yeah, let's cut it there.
We out.
We out.